Most of y'all chose the bear because you don't know how to choose a man.
Go watch that video with the understanding that I clipped what I believe to be the worst part of what he said out of there. But go watch the whole video. Don't go attack that creator. Just listen to what he's got to say and try to understand what he's saying. And then come back to this. I want to make two things clear at the start of this video. Lusting, one is that lusting over what Wilson is, who he is, and everything after what he's done is disgusting. There's no way around that. Two, I can understand that content creator's confusion and his disgust with what he's saying. I can understand that. So let's clear up some things and go over a few points. So first part of this video, he takes issue with the 30 van videos he's seen of women lusting over Wilson. He then goes over how women literally can be starving and not know what to eat, how a woman can be mad at a man for leaving the toilet seat up, but he can't get mad at them for leaving it down, and then how, men can be considered a body shaming jerk, for not wanting to date an overweight, woman or a plus size woman, but then women can be judgmental against a short guy. And, that's perfectly okay. And then he goes on to say that women chose the bear over the devil, but because Wilson's good looking, it's okay for them to choose the devil. That's okay because at least he's good looking. And then he includes, most of you chose the bear, the line of clip, most of you chose the bear because you don't know how to choose a man. There's a lot to unpack here. So let's start with the issues that he talked about. So these are all issues. Everything he points out are issues created by men. Every last one of them. Okay? So women not knowing what to eat, is a result of men and how women have been told by men what a man should be, right? Men should be able to pick the meal. Men should be able to determine what to eat. Men should be able to be the decision makers. Men should be able to tell, the woman what to do, all of that. So women have an indecisiveness because they're told constantly on a daily basis that men are the people to make decisions. It's reinforced from the time they're girls to they're grown women that men should have to do that. So if you're upset because women look at you and tell you that you should be the decision maker and belittle you because you're not, that's the problem. Men are told by other men they have to make the decisions. Men are told by other men that they have to be the ones to tell women what to do. So that's an issue created by men, reinforced by men, constantly. The toilet seat thing, this is really a non-issue. It's kind of a petty thing to be upset about, but to clear it up, I've lived in households where there's nothing but women as a circumstance of having to be dating someone and needed some place to live, or that was the arrangement. And I explain it clearly. The worst thing that's going to happen if the toilet seat's left down is you're going to piss on it and you have to wipe it up. Let's say a woman is going through her monthly and she needs to get to the bathroom in a hurry. If that toilet seat is left up, she can fall into that toilet. Or in the middle of the night, that shouldn't be something she has to worry about. It is not even really an inconvenience for you. Learn to pee through the toilet seat. There's a skill for that. I'll glad tell you that secret. There's actually a skill to not pissing on the toilet seat. And depending on how old you are, that shouldn't be an issue anyway. But I digress from that. Body shaming. So, again, men created this. Men set the standard for what men are allowed to like. And it's become a bit of a race issue too, right? See if anybody in the comments can tell me what particular race of people are supposed to be the ones to be dating heavy-set women, because men set that up, not women. Personally, I don't care. It depends on multiple factors. I have another video I'll be talking about preferences because a woman had asked about that. What are your preferences on attractiveness? It's wide and far out. But I've had very few women refuse to date me or not even look at me a certain way because I'm short. I'm 5'4". So I have personal experience in this. But on the other hand, I have had too many men to count in my life determine my worth based on my height. Too many men. Not a lot of women. And generally the women were like, sorry, not for me. They said it nicely. They didn't get insulting about it. Men, on the other hand, not even trying, I don't date men, not even trying to date men, just took it out of their way to describe to me my worth because of my height. So again, not women doing it. One thing I think is being missed in all of this is not the first time that this has come up where women have lusted over somebody who's dangerous. Charlie Manson would be the first I can remember, where women were writing him letters, and not women in his group. They were writing him letters. They were trying to date him. Even when he got older, there were women trying to marry him in prison, trying to have conjugal visits in prison when he was older, not even in his heyday. So it's not new. It's just people are taking to discuss this now, and some of it comes off as jealousy. The reality is, women are told on a daily basis what attractive men look like, what attractive men do, their behaviors, what they should be looking for, by men. They're told by men this. And then it's reinforced in those communities by women who are surrounded by men who display the same behaviors. So they don't really have a voice, do they, in determining what they think is good and bad behaviors. And with your whole argument, you're minimizing women's fears. Again, you as a man are telling women what they should and shouldn't be afraid of, what they should and shouldn't like, and why they should and shouldn't like it, while ignoring stuff with arguments that don't make sense in themselves. If you don't understand the behaviors that are being displayed by women, stop and ask questions. Ask them. Try to have an actual conversation, and don't get upset and take it personally, when it's there. Women pick the bear because men lie about who they are and mask who they are. I'm pretty sure Wilson did not present himself as what the monster he actually was. I'm pretty sure he was quite charming, and he displayed all of the things that men have told women are not problems. You complain about the 30 fan videos and generalize it as all women. Maybe you can see now why women are laughing at the comment of it's not all men, right? Because it's kind of in the same realm, Sure, it's not all men, but it's enough of them, But the thing is, women are not in the numbers doing this that justify the same kind of argument for that. So, also you complain, the complaints you have against women's behaviors, I can guarantee you two things. The behaviors that women are displaying, most of them, are not as dangerous as the behaviors that men are displaying. They're just not. And they're not dangerous, and it's not that amount of women. Again, going back to the height issue, I have had far more men talk to me about my height than I have had women. So, sure, it's not all men, but it sure is a significant amount that have determined to take it out of their time to tell me how insignificant I am because I'm short, or why I'm not dateable because I'm short, or why I'm just not going to pull a decent woman because I'm short. That's when it comes out of it, that's what it is. And again, while I may have experienced women who have judged me based on my height or my weight at points in time, I have never had a woman, follow me around a store with the camera. I have never had a woman try to touch me without my consent. And recently here, because Goodwill doesn't have fitting rooms, I've had to wear leggings to try pants on. I have not had women stare at me or follow me around trying to touch me. I have had men watch me, though. I have had men look at me while I'm wearing those leggings when it's none of their business. So that should tell you kind of the difference there. And, that's the problem with it all. So what are your guys' thoughts? What do you think? And again, please do not contact that content creator to attack him or anything. But I hope that people can learn from this and that you guys can kind of see the differences. Sorry this wasn't articulate as well as it was. I tried to get a script, but there's a lot of thoughts in here and there's a lot to go in. I'll be glad to interact with people in the comments on this because I think it's a very important topic and I want to see people less confused about things. We have to start talking to each other. We have to start understanding each other because at this point we're just doomed without that understanding. Yes, men and women are going to have differences, but we have to try to get past those as much as we can. And yes, women do display some toxic behavior, but I would rather take the toxic behavior that women put out there than men, because even the toxic behavior women put out is still far more manageable than what men do. And I'm not disregarding the fact there are horrible women out there that make men do terrible things. I'm not disregarding that. But again, I will go back to the basis that a lot of the toxic behavior women put out, even stuff seen on this app, can be traced back to a man reinforcing that and putting it through. And that's just the reality of it. So what are your thoughts, guys?